Emerging as the clear winner from this week's Democratic debates. That would be President Trump. Now, the radical socialist on stage did not deliver. Virtually no one was impressed with anyone. President called the debate, quote, boring. Bill Maher tweeted, not a promising start. Even Congresswoman, well, the real leader of the 2020 candidates in the House of Representatives, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, chiming in, comparing it to a high school classroom filled with kids who didn't do their homework, didn't read the book.
I will call them from now on losers, because that's what they are. They're losers. And we'll have more of them. But they're losers. Just remember that.
Whose socialist policies have turned that nation from being the wealthiest in South America into a state of abject poverty and despair. Here in the United States, we are alarmed by the new calls to adopt socialism in our country. America was founded on liberty and independence, and not government coercion, domination, and control. We are born free, and we will stay free. Tonight, we renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country.
Will taxes go up for the middle class in a Sanders administration? And if so, how do you sell that to voters?
The free proposal that I have brought forth is fully paid for.
Senator Sanders, I'll give you 10 seconds just to answer the very direct question. Will you raise taxes for the middle class in a Sanders administration?
People who have health care under Medicare for All will have no premiums, no deductibles, no co-payments, no out-of-pocket expenses. Yes, they will pay more in taxes, but less in health care for what they...
But they're losers.
A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you've proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Let me start with you, Mayor Buttigieg. Why?
They're losers.
We're going to turn to the issue of health care right now and really try to understand where there may or may not be daylight between you. Many people watching at home have health insurance coverage through their employer. Who here would abolish their private health insurance in favor of a government-run plan? Just a show of hands, start off with. All right, well, Senator Klobuchar, let me put the question to you. You're one of the Democrats who wants to keep private insurance in addition to a government health care plan. Why is an incremental approach, in your view, better than a sweeping overhaul?
Well, I think it's a bold approach. It's something that Barack Obama wanted to do when we were working on the Affordable Care Act, and that is a public option. I am just simply concerned about kicking half of America off of their health insurance in 4 years, which is exactly what this bill says.
If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor under the reform proposals that we put forward. If you like your private health insurance plan, you can keep it.
If you like the plan you have, you can keep it. If you like the doctor you have, you can keep your doctor too.
We will keep this promise to the American people. If you like your doctor, you will be able to keep your doctor, period. If you like your health care plan, you will be able to keep your health care plan, period. If you like your doctor, you'll be able to keep your doctor. If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. If you've got health insurance, you like your doctor, you like your plan, you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor.
They're losers. They're losers.
President apologizing for his repeated promise that everyone can keep their health care plans if they choose to under Obamacare. It's a rather stunning reversal because, as now you, us, everybody has heard him give assurance after assurance for years that if you like your plan, you're going to get to keep it. We, of course, know that to be false. Some people will lose their insurance plans even if they like them.
It will take all of us coming together to make sure that it does. Necesitamos incluir cada persona en el éxito de esta economía. Pero si queremos hacer eso, necesitamos incluir cada persona en nuestra democracia.
La situación ahora es inaceptable. Este presidente ha atacado, ha demonizado los inmigrantes.
All the American citizens out there who feel you're falling behind, who feel the American dream's not working for you, the immigrants didn't do that to you.
We would not build walls. We would not put kids in cages. In fact, we would spare no expense to reunite the families that have been separated already. And we would not criminally prosecute any family who is fleeing violence and persecution. We would make sure...
Secretary, let him finish, and I will give you his policy. But let him finish. Let him finish, please.
The reason that they're separating these little children from their families is that they're using Section 1325 of that act, which criminalizes coming across the border, to incarcerate the parents and then separate them. Some of us on this stage have called to end that section, to terminate it. Some, like Congressman O'Rourke, have not.
These decisions we're getting from the Ninth Circuit, it's a disgrace. And so we're fighting the bad laws, the bad things that are coming out of Congress. You have a Democrat Congress that's obstructing. You talk about obstruction, the greatest obstruction anyone's ever seen. All they have to do is spend 20 minutes and they can fix this whole problem. We have the worst laws of any country anywhere in the world, whether it's catch and release or any one of them. I mean, I could sit here and name them, but if you got rid of catch and release, chain migration, visa lottery, you have to fix the asylum situation. It's ridiculous. You have people coming in claiming asylum. They're all reading exactly what the lawyer gives them. They have a piece of paper. Read what that is, and all of a sudden you're entitled to asylum. And some of these people are not people you want in our country. So we are building a lot of wall. It's getting built. Some of you saw that last week when we went. We had a great presentation of a new stretch, but we're building a lot of wall, and we're being very strong on the border. But we're bucking a court system that never, ever rules for us, and we're bucking really bad things with Congress, with the Democrats in Congress not willing to act. They want to have open borders, which means they want to have crime, they want to have drugs pouring into our country. They don't want to act. We have to close up the borders. We're doing it, but we're doing it, I could do it much faster if they would act. So it's a terrible thing. The Democrats in Congress, what they're doing and the obstruction, they don't want to fix it. And we have to fix it. They want open borders. They want to have millions of people pouring into our country. They don't even want to know who they are. These are people coming into our country with criminal records. We have murderers coming in. We have drug lords coming in. We have gangs coming in. And we're stopping them. And if we don't stop them, ICE is throwing them the hell out. We're getting them out. But our job could be so much easier. I think Kevin is going to do a fantastic job. He's acting, but I think he's going to do a fantastic job. And we're not doing anything very big as far as what we need. Homeland security, that's exactly what we want. There's no better term, there's no better name. We want Homeland security, and that's what we're going to get.
It was a night of some far-left ideas, and that didn't stop when it came to the topic of immigration, with some of the candidates seeming to basically endorse open borders.
I would follow that up in my first 100 days with immigration reform that would honor asylum claims, that would put undocumented immigrants, as long as they haven't committed a serious crime, on a pathway to citizenship. My plan also includes getting rid of Section 1325 of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Criminalizes coming across the border.
We would not detain any family fleeing violence, and then we would rewrite our immigration laws in our own image. Free dreamers forever from any fear of deportation by making them U.S. citizens here in this country.
That the separation of children from families doesn't just go on at our border. It happens in our communities as ICE are ripping away parents from their American children, spouses and the like, and are creating fear in cities all across this country where parents are afraid to even drop their kids off to school or go to work. We must end those policies as well.
But at least one Democrat seems to be retreating. Here's Julian Castro.
I'm for decriminalizing, not legalizing. There are still civil penalties. People are still part of a court process. People are still subject to the laws of the United States. They still go through a process. Also, open borders is a right-wing talking point. We have 654 miles of fencing. We have thousands of border personnel. We have planes. We have helicopters. We have boats. We have guns. We have security cameras. Nobody has called for open borders.
Jesse, what do you think of that?
I mean, they have. Beto said he doesn't want a wall. I mean, Trump wants to issue deportation, and they want to issue invitation. That's what their policies add up to. That's what they're all about. They wanted to pull back Border Patrol from the front lines. They don't want to fund the Border Patrol. They want to put a cap on the beds in the detention facilities, and they're not doing anything to stop the influx. All they're doing is when they get here, they want to catch and release. So that's open borders. It's enough said. I think what the problem is with the Democrats is that they've now gone so far on immigration. They've gone so far on taxing and spending and then ripping private health care away and reparations. It's the most radical, progressive crop of candidates you've ever seen. And
immigration. There's a humanitarian crisis on the border. Some of your critics have said you have to speak out more directly to the people of Central America and say, don't come. If you come, you will be deported.
Well, we've done that. The problem is that under current law, once those kids come across the border, there's a system in which we're supposed to process them, take care of them, until we can send them back. It's a lengthy process.
Is your message don't come?
Oh, our message absolutely is don't send your children unaccompanied on trains or through a bunch of smugglers. That is our direct message to the families in Central America. Do not send your children to the borders. If they do make it, they'll get sent back. More importantly, they may not make it.
Obama separated the children, by the way. I'm the one that stopped it. Those cages that were shown, I think they were very inappropriate. They were built by President Obama's administration, not by Trump.
It is true that some of the photos circulating online show children kept in chain-linked enclosures during the Obama administration. For instance, this photo is from 2014. In that year, the Obama administration saw a surge in children and families from Central America. They started jailing families together as family units.
But President Obama had the law. We changed the law. And I think the press should accurately report it, but of course they won't. President Obama had child separation. Now, I'll tell you something. Once you don't have it, that's why you see many more people coming. They're coming like it's a picnic, because let's go to Disneyland.
Senator Warren, I want to start with you. We are less than 50 miles from Parkland, Florida, where 17 people were killed in a school shooting.
What's happening?
We are going to take a quick break. We're going to get this technical situation.
What's happening?
We are hearing our colleagues' audio. It's a control room. One of the lights. If the control room can turn off the lights of our previous moderators.
We prepared for everything.
Guess what, guys? We are going to take a quick break. We're going to get this technical situation fixed. We'll be right back.